sky, covering the city in a blanket of frigid white. It lay thick on rooftops, weighed down branches of bare trees, and muffled the sound of footsteps on the cobblestones. The streets were busy with people hurrying to their warm dinners, their celebrations, and their waiting families. Laughter spilled from doorways, chimneys puffed out ribbons of smoke, and windows glowed with the rich amber of indoor lamps. But the warmth stopped at the threshold of each door. Out on the street, the cold ruled everything, sharp and merciless. Down one narrow lane, between tall buildings that blocked the wind only enough to let the cold settle heavily, walked a small girl. She wore no hat, no scarf, and no shoes, her little feet red and raw from the cold. Each step felt like stepping on needles of ice. Her thin dress hung in stiff folds, frozen at the edges. Her fair hair, once soft and curly, now clung in damp strands to her cheeks. She held a single large box of matches, half empty, half precious, as it was the only thing she had been sent out to sell by her stepfather. If she returned home without coins, she knew what awaited her: harsh words, colder treatment, and perhaps even punishment. But still, the coins would not appear simply because she wished for them. One by one, she walked past warm homes where scents of roasted goose, baked apples, and cinnamon drifted into the freezing air. She breathed them in as long as she could, letting the aromas warm her thoughts, if not her skin. People passed by her without seeing her, without noticing the trembling of her fingers or the purple tint of her lips. Some were wrapped in fur coats, others carrying gifts or lanterns. All of them were looking forward to the turning of the year. No one stopped. No one bought a match. No one offered a kind word. She pressed closer to building walls, shielding herself from gusts of wind. Her stomach ached with hunger. Her eyes stung with the cold. But she walked on, whispering to herself in a voice barely louder than the snow falling around her.
Just one match. Someone must need one.
But no one did. By late evening, her fingers were stiff and her toes were numb. She could no longer feel the ground beneath her. Lights in the homes around her glimmered more brightly, now festive, beautiful, unreachable. She dared not return home empty-handed. The thought of her stepfather's anger frightened her just as deeply as the cold did. And so she wandered on, unseen in a city full of people, as the last hours of the year slipped quietly away. At last, unable to bear the cold any longer, the girl crouched down in a narrow recess between two houses. It offered little shelter, but at least the wind did not cut through her there. Shivering uncontrollably, she looked down at her fingers and thought of the matches she carried. How often had she been told that they were not for her to use? But what did it matter now? She was so cold, she thought she might break like a frozen twig. Perhaps, she thought, just one match, one small flame to warm her fingers. She pulled a match from a bundle. Her stiff fingers fumbled with it, but with a tiny scrape, psst, it flared to life. The flame was small, flickering like a golden petal in the wind, but it glowed so warmly that she gasped. The light wrapped around her like a soft shawl. She cupped the flame with her hands and leaned closer. In the glow of the match, the cold wall in front of her vanished, replaced by the image of a room, a warm room, bright with firelight, a great heath blazing. She could almost feel the heat pouring from it, could almost imagine stepping inside and holding her frozen hands before the fire. She smiled through chattering teeth. Her toes tingled as if they were beginning to thaw. She lifted her feet from the snow to warm them, but just then, the match burned out. The vision vanished. The hearth was gone. The warmth disappeared. And the girl sat once more in the dim alley, the biting cold settling over her like a heavy blanket. Her fingers, though, remembered the warmth. They longed for more. She quickly struck another match, and with it came another vision. This time, she saw a long table draped with fine cloth. Upon it lay dishes of every kind. Steaming potatoes brushed with butter, pastries dusted with sugar, fresh loaves of bread still warm from the oven. At the center of it all was a magnificent roasted goose. The goose seemed alive in the vision, not walking, but moving gracefully as though carried forward by invisible hands. It came toward her. She reached forward, and the match burned to her fingertip. The feast vanished, leaving only the empty alley and her growling stomach. Desperate to bring back the warmth of the visions, she struck a third match. At once, the alley brightened. The walls dissolved, and she found herself standing before a towering Christmas tree, larger and more beautiful than any she had seen through the windows of wealthy homes. Its branches sparkled with colored glass ornaments and candles glowing like stars. At the very top sat an ornament shaped like a shining angel. The girl's eyes widened. She reached up toward the tree, her heart swelling with wonder. But then, something unexpected happened. The candles on the tree seemed to rise upward, higher and higher, until they were floating above her in the night sky. And as she looked more closely, she realized they were not candles at all. They were stars. One star blazed brighter than the rest and streaked across the sky, leaving a trail of shimmering white light behind it.
A falling star. Someone must be leaving this world.
Those were the words her grandmother had once told her. She was the only person who had ever loved her, and she had died the year before. The girl's heart ached tenderly at the memory, and before she knew it, tears had frozen on her cheeks. The match went out, and the stars disappeared, swallowed by the dark. Barely realizing what she was doing, the girl struck another match, then another and another, until the whole bundle flared in her hands, filling the alley with a glow so bright it was like daylight. And in that radiant light, she saw her grandmother standing before her, not sick, not old and frail as she had last seen her, but strong and smiling with the warmth of a sunrise.
Grandmother, you came!
Her grandmother knelt and pulled her into an embrace so warm, the girl thought she might melt into it. She felt no cold, no hunger, no fear, only love, deep, enduring, familiar love.
Take me with you. Don't go away when the match goes out.
My dear, everything will be all right.
But this time, something was different. The light did not fade. The vision did not flicker. Her grandmother's warmth did not diminish. Instead, the glow surrounding them expanded. She closed her eyes, smiling. When she opened them, she was no longer alone. But now she saw someone else running towards her from the mouth of the alley. A woman wrapped in a thick wool coat.
I saw a light. Are you all right, child? Come here, let me help you.
The girl could not speak. Her lips were too cold, her voice too weak, but she leaned into the woman's arms, instinctively trusting her. The woman looked at the nearly burned-out bundle of matches and the girl's trembling body and understood immediately.
You're safe now. I'm taking you home.
Without hesitation, she lifted the girl into her arms. She relaxed completely, drifting into sleep for the first time without fear. When the girl opened her eyes, she was lying in a warm bed covered with quilts. A fire crackled nearby. The smell of soup drifted through the small but cozy room. She sat up slowly, still wrapped in blankets.
You're safe. Eat slowly.
The girl took a spoonful. Warmth bloomed inside her, spreading from her stomach to her chest. The days that followed were filled with healing. The woman, whose name was Marta, washed her wounds, treated her frostbitten fingers, gave her clean clothes, and never once left her side longer than necessary. She listened when the girl spoke, and comforted her when memories frightened her. And slowly, the girl came to trust her completely. One morning, Marta wrapped the girl's hands gently in her own.
I've spoken with the authorities. I've told them everything. If you want it, if you choose it, I would like to become your guardian.
A guardian?
A home. A family. Permanently. If you want it.
Yes, please.
The girl threw her arms around her, trembling not from cold, but from overwhelming joy. From that day forward, the girl lived in a warm home full of love. She had her own bed, her own clothes, her own books, her own spot by the fire. She went to school. She learned to read. She laughed often. She grew confident, curious, and bright. Marta became not just her rescuer, not just her guardian, but her mother in every possible way. They celebrated every New Year's Eve together, not with sorrow, but with gratitude. Sometimes, on quiet winter nights, the girl would light a single match and watch its glow. Not because she was cold, but because she remembered the light that had saved her, the warmth that had guided her, and the grandmother whose love had led her to a home that would last forever. And she knew, with absolute certainty, that she would never be cold, hungry, or alone again.